Okay, boys and girls, this video is brought to you by Prize Picks. So simple. Go to the App Store. You pick more or less on your favorite players, NBA, NHL, UFC, boxing, for a chance to win 100 times your money. It's available in states like Texas, California, and 30 more, plus Canada. It's a great time to play. Because if you use code TIMBO, Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. And now Prize Picks is expanding the game beyond players picks. Now you can make real money, team picks, and cultural picks all in one trusted app. That's Prize Picks, code TIMBO. Thank you very much. Back to the program. Okay, boys and girls. Back again. Boys, my back feeling good. It's feeling really good. It's a beautiful day. We got the legend Joe Diesel Riggs joining us. And then another legend, Cameron Shayne, joining us today. We got lots to talk about, lots of juice to get down to the bottom of. So grab yourself a refreshment, your choice. Let's get that posture up. Let's get serious. No more fucking around.
Whew. I hear this titty club has an outrageous buffet.
Which one?
The one we're in.
It does.
Okay, because that music was, I was like, yeah.
Oh, it'll get you revved up.
I literally was, I was looking around the room.
Thanksgiving pod, lots to be thankful for. Boys, there are a lot to be thankful for. There's just too much to be thankful for. And if you can just think about the stuff in your life that you're grateful for and focus on that, it'll take you a long way.
Oh yeah.
It's a really good thing to do. Get used to doing. Joe's weekend, he took up one of the brightest guys on the team, 5-0, Joe Corrigan. The kid is a southpaw striker, and when he gets in the cage, he is just one of those guys. Some people can just turn it on when they're in the cage and just be present, nasal breathe, and he puts the work ethic in. And Joe took him up for his pro debut. He fought this weekend in Washington, and he went out there and looked so sharp. Came out there, put the pressure on the kid, and the guy was a Muay Thai specialist, and Joe Corrigan knocked him out in the first round. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Joe Riggs has been doing lots of work with him. He's another southpaw boxer, and you could tell. So how was the trip overall, Joe?
It was good. The guy he fought, everybody was saying down there that, because it was his pro debut as well, they're both two undefeated amateurs coming up, and everybody was I could tell they thought he was going to beat Joe. But fuck, I didn't give a shit. I was trying not to let Joe hear that, but he didn't. He did hear it, didn't give a shit.
Up a little bit.
Yeah, Joe heard people kind of speaking negatively about him. He didn't care. He went in there like a boss, and fucking his composure what stuck out to me the most. I mean, he looked really good.
And I reminded Joe that also. It's like when you go to these amateur shows, these promoters, I mean, everything's not going to be perfect. You got to be ready to flow with whatever happens. Just know I'm going to make weight at this time, and I'm going to fuck this guy up at this time. Oh, yeah. Whatever else happens, you got to just be able to flow with it.
Exactly. Before you get to the UFC, exactly right. But as far as that goes, I mean, I have never had a more perfect fight go out. I mean, the guy who he was originally slated to fight, that's what he fought. They both made the weight. It was good. And Joe fought wonderfully. I couldn't have been happier with it.
Success.
This reminds me, because wasn't this show in Montana?
No, this was in Washington, pretty close.
Okay, so when you go up to Montana, I had a guy. We are down at the rodeo. How many times have you done one of these amateur at the rodeo center? So you go in, and we are on a completely dirt floor.
Yep.
And the changing room for the guy is a horse stall.
Yes. I fought in there.
This wasn't Kalispell, right?
100%. So I don't think people even, when you think amateur, what you should be prepared for, I'm talking about you're on a dirt floor.
Yep.
Changing your outfit in a horse stall.
Yes.
I mean,
so I did a jiu-jitsu retreat in Whitefish, Montana, and I had no idea what to expect. And then Cameron, who I've watched on Instagram in the past, work with fighters like Rafael Lovato, Gilbert Burns. I mean, there's a huge list of people Cameron's worked on. So he picked me up from the airport, and I was like, oh dang, I did no idea I was going to meet you. Saw your property. Has a 5-acre property in Whitefish, Montana that he does retreats in all summer. Like the property is unreal beautiful. Two houses, some yurts, some tents that you can stay in. Then he has his dojo where you do the training and the movement, and everything there was just so dialed in. We had all the beautiful gals cooking dinner.
Gals?
Yes, gals.
Really?
Dinner, lunch, and breakfast, and like organic, such bomb food. And we had them, everyone cleaned it up. We went to our session, and it was just a badass thing. And I was like, watching Cameron move at 53 years old, black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he's training harder than I train. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He can train harder than I train. And I think I'm getting old at like 35. And then I see Cameron. He comes into competition training yesterday, puts him with some of the best guys, and he's scrapping with them. And then I talk to you. I'm like, well, how many surgeries have you had? How many times have you been injured? And you said 0. And I'm like,
What?
I got to do what this guy's doing. So Cameron usually gets out of Montana, and goes to Florida, ended up contacting us. I'm like, we need you. We need you. So Cameron and his wife are staying with us for probably 6 to 8 weeks and helping us improve.
Nice.
But I want to start almost from the beginning, like from the beginning with you, Cameron. How did you started as a personal trainer?
No, I actually started, sort of as a kid, like you guys. I started martial arts as a kid. You know, I was about 12. I started with Olympic style taekwondo, and I was loving it, and I was training, and then my coach was one of the best guys in the world, and I said, do you think I should go pursue the Olympic dream? And he goes, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't if I were you. He just really knew me, and he was like, because I had a choice, go to LA, which I was interested in, working in the stunt world and kind of working with fight scene choreography and whatnot, or going in professional fighting and taking that route. And he was like, no, there's not, his thing was just like, there's not, and at that time UFC hadn't really developed into a legitimate money-making sport. I was 19, 20, so 90, I was born in 71, 82. Yeah,
exactly. Right in the inception of the UFC. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was so young, you couldn't see a path yet. I mean, God, what was his name? Who was the school teacher?
Rich Franklin?
So guys were still teaching school and then going in it was just
a crazy story about Rich. When he fought, he was in the UFC, and they let you go fight different places. This is before I was with the UFC, and he got an offer to fight Lyoto Machida in Japan. And Rich and I were friends at this point, and then the UFC told him if he went to Japan and lost, then he was cut. He went to Japan, he lost to Lyoto, and then they cut him, and then they brought him back to fight Frank Shamrock on the first tough finale, and they paid him $9 and $9. He paid
$18,000 big bucks.
His first two title fights, he got paid $9 and $9. It was the only deal we could do to come back in.
That's crazy.
So no one could take this. You couldn't take this path seriously.
No.
If you were like wanting to raise a family, have. So I said, okay, I'll go to LA. I'm going to go do that. I took his advice. I got there, and I started working with people in the industry. I got lucky because I was training a pro basketball player named LaRon Ellis, and he was friends with a guy named Rick Calamaro who ran the club On the Rocks. The Roxy had a club above it called On the Rocks.
Club, like a nightclub?
A nightclub.
Okay.
And On the Rocks was a club that ran Heidi Fleiss's girls out of it.
Ooh,
she was a madam.
Explain it to me.
So she was the first famous Hollywood madam who, got
Now, madam.
She would get
was a
these
pimp.
whores and these like Charlie Sheen.
She
She
was
was
a lady-
a woman pimp.
She was a lady
Yes.
pimp.
Yeah, so keep going with yours.
Yeah, she's a lady pimp. So and again, high end, very like high class lady. It's all like Hollywood actors and that.
Tim,
whole
you couldn't
thing.
take a condom off of these kind of women. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not a yeah. So high class, not dusty old gal.
That was inappropriate.
Not-
Yeah, it was. Okay, keep going.
No, they're not. These aren't dusty gals. So I became friends with Rick. Rick let me live. I slept on Rick's floor behind his couch. I mean, I'm a 19, 20-year-old kid. I don't know why this guy took me in, but like sometimes you see somebody in your life, it's like, this is a good kid. I was raised well. I got good family, and I'm very loyal, and I love people. And he just like, this is a good guy. And I think I was a very unusual character for Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know, to find a young guy, trustable, good. And so I just kind of became his sidekick. He just took me on. And again, I slept on his couch for 2 years, or slept behind his couch. I didn't even sleep on the couch. I slept on the floor behind the couch for 2 years.
Was he on the couch?
No, he had his own bedroom. But he was kind enough to let me live in his home and have a home. And through him, I met Charlie Sheen.
Really?
Yeah, this is how I got to because Rick was good friends with Charlie because Charlie frequented On the Rocks, and so that was where that was the connection. So one day Charlie comes over and Rick is bragging about me. He's like, "Man, this kid's he's great. You gotta train with this kid. He's amazing." And Charlie goes, "All right, kid, let me see what you got." He's like smoking a cigarette. He's wearing a baseball cap. I used to be really, I'm fairly fast, but when I was young, I was really fast.
Yeah.
And Taekwondo makes you fast. It's all like
Fast twitch muscles?
super. Yeah, it's all about rebounding. So I did like a back fist at his hat, and it popped it up, and I round kicked it. Boom, it caught it in the air. Charlie was like, "Whoa!" He's like, and Charlie loves shit like that. He loves, he's got a underground firing range bunker at his house, key code in.
He's a closet conservative man.
Well, no, he's just a fucking closet Navy SEAL lunatic. He just loves that world of guns and he's. I will go into that. I'll go into that in a second. Okay, I'll get to him, I guess. So Charlie's like, "All right, come live with me and train me," and I was like, "Really?" He was like, "Yeah, come on. You can." So I lived in his pool house for a year.
Holy shit. That's cool as hell.
It was, and it was wild because at this time he was, he's just come out with his documentary and all the
which is great
that are going on. Yeah.
So so you move into his guest house, and it's like,
I'm living in the pool house, literally the pool house. It's just a one room cool thing, right? Opens up right to the pool.
And did he ever host any parties?
Well, what time?
Bro,
what movie was he doing?
Was there ever not a party?
What movies was he doing at this time? Where was his fame at?
Oh no, see, at this time, he had already done Major League, Navy SEALs, Wall Street. He had already done all of that. He's at the era of his life where he's deeply addicted.
Really?
To puss.
No, he was addicted to
He's
a lot
addicted
of
to
drugs.
puss, and he's addicted to drugs. But what's interesting is he's addicted to, but he's just starting to head in that direction where isn't enough. Snorting coke's not enough.
And did he ever get you to do a little snort?
I did. I think I want to say it wasn't the first time that I tried. I tried a number of different times. I don't have an addictive personality. So I'm the kind of guy that can, do a bump, be like, cool, and I just don't have that.
Yeah.
Nice.
And nor do I really have this big inclination to want to shift my consciousness too much. I like sobriety. I like being sharp. But then I noticed which was interesting because I went to a therapy session at some point later in my life, and the guy goes, "Have you ever done?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "How do you feel?" I said, "I feel fucking clear." And he's like, "Oh, you got ADHD." He's like, "You are the candidate for that." Because some people sends you in some. Me, it just made me as sharp and crystal.
You fall asleep? Do you get tired?
No, just makes me super clear and calm. So I guess it's what it does to what speed does to a.
Well, I tried recently, and I fucking fell asleep a couple hours later. I was like an hour later.
Probably
That's
the best.
interesting.
Probably not the best thing to do right now.
No.
At this point, maybe we'll.
Well, the constant berating by Tim that I haven't done it. I felt
Yeah, right.
Tim's always like, "Joe, I don't think you should." And but I mean, in a lot of ways, I don't have addictive personality.
No.
But
yeah.
I think it's great though. I'll be honest. When it comes to drugs, obviously, if you don't know, I'm the kind of guy who's like, I want to know what I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
So if I could, I'd probably try anything one time just to go, I can relate to that experience.
There's no exception. There's no one.
I would, no. I mean, well, there might be something that I'm not personally attracted to. Because I personally don't, if I don't feel that something aligns with me, that's one thing. But If I'm scared to do it because I'm scared of the consequence, that's different. Like some things I see that are pretty fucking dangerous, I go, fuck, what's that like? But the consequence is too severe for the effort.
The juice isn't worth the squeeze.
That's it. But wouldn't you fucking like to know some things sometimes? You're just like, what is that like, man?
I understand exactly what you mean. Yeah, for sure.
So with something like that, but if you can get pharmaceutical grade anything, like the best of anything, you're dealing with a completely different experience. I mean, and Charlie would get the pharmaceutical grade of anything.
For pharmaceutical grade?
Yes, meaning you're talking about the kind of that goes to a pharmacy, that goes to doctors to use in medical conditions.
They use to stop bleeding, right?
Exactly. So versus you're getting cut with stuff because it's street and it's being cut down, obviously
it was more expensive
to make more product.
So what was that year like living with him?
Well, so he's got the going on. I'm not really, again, back to me, I'm not that into I can play, I can be cool, like smoking a J for me, like all good. But he needs it. And like, give
medicine to him?
Yeah, I'll give you like one example, needed, and he's sober now, but I'll give you an example of like, we'd be up, they'd start partying, they'd do some coke, they'd drink some whiskey, and the night goes on, and it's 2, 3, okay, it's 4 in the morning. It's time to go to bed. It's just winding down.
Yeah.
Not these. And by the way, our friends are like Slash, Sean Penn.
Yeah, you saw all those. Emilio Estevez.
They're partying with us. No, not Emilio. His brother didn't party. But these are the guys partying with us. These are the guys hanging out together. And it's 4 in the morning, and him and Slash are at the bar still, And I go, guys, I'm going to fucking bed. I go to bed. I wake up the next morning, bro. I open the door, curtains are drawn, shit. They're still going. They're still going. Wait, it doesn't. No,
how's that possible?
It doesn't even stop there. The whole day goes by. We're continuing another day. Girls are coming. People are coming. People are going. Another night. Guys, I'm going to bed. These motherfuckers are still at it. I wake up the next day. Curtains open, still in there. I'm telling you, 3-4 days. 3-4 days.
Barely fucking operating at that point, huh? That's crazy.
It's why they call him the machine. Some people can just do that to themselves. And the effect it has is just different than the effect it has on you or me.
Yeah.
And he could just withstand that somehow.
Did you still train him on a regular basis?
Fuck, you couldn't train. You couldn't do, no, I just ended up, basically what I ended up being was his assistant. We would go, like as an example.
This is cool as fuck. That's a wonderful life you've led. It's cool as shit.
This is crazy, bro. And by the way, I'm 21, 22 years old. I'm a kid. We get a call because remember Planet Hollywood?
Yeah.
Well, Charlie was a part owner.
Really?
Him, Bruce Willis, Schwarzenegger, Stallone. So there would be a Planet Hollywood opening. And so when Planet Hollywood opened, the theme was like opening it like a film premiere.
Really?
So they
red carpet and whatnot.
Correct. So you would invite some big artist to play musically, and one of the big guys. So Schwarzenegger would show up, or Stallone would show up, or Bruce Willis. So Charlie and we got invited to Thailand. So we're flying. So they're like, hey, we got to go do a Planet Hollywood in Thailand, Bangkok. So let's go. I'm like, okay. God. So we get at the thing. But Charlie would take a water bottle, and he would put his in the water bottle.
What? Drink it?
No. He'd put the in the water bottle so that it was hidden inside the water. It was in the water. Okay, so it just looked like cloudy water. Okay,
just drinking milk.
Yeah, that's it. And so I'm going to give you the general story here. So I'm carrying I'm carrying the bottle. By the way, he's not carrying the bottle.
You guys, in case you get in trouble.
Yeah, of course. He's like, Cam, here, take this. So I've got the water. So I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm 21 and I'm with Charlie, so I'm thinking, what's the worst thing that can happen? If anything happens, Charlie will take care of it. He's, whatever. And again, I'm, my cortex hasn't fully formed and all kinds of things haven't happened yet. But I'm like, all right, this is amazing. Having the time of my life. So we get on the plane. This is before 9/11. You could take water. You could take water on a plane. You could take anything on a plane. You could go to the plane.
There's no security check.
There's no security. Remember, there's none of that. That doesn't exist.
I flew a couple times before 9/11. I was young though.
People don't remember it because they've never experienced it. There was nothing. You fucking just walk through the airport.
If you're dropping somebody off at the airport, you can walk up to their gate and watch them leave.
Correct, because no one did anything to anything. There was just nothing to think about. Your shoes, take off your shoes. What the fuck? Computer, none of that mattered. Bullshit. So you get up, we're on the plane, and then I'm sitting there, and Charlie's like, "Fuck, man, I gotta fucking smoke. I gotta smoke."
Cigs?
Yeah, because Bangkok is what? I don't know how many hours it is to Bangkok, but he's like, from LA, he's like, I gotta smoke.
That's a 20-hour flight, right?
Right. He's like, Cam, go to the bathroom and see if you can disable the smoke alarm.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, bro, that's a federal offense.
$25,000.
Yeah, this is like a federal. He's like, I'll pay for it. He's like, don't worry. And he looks at me, he goes, you got this. It's like, fuck it. Jesus. Like, you got this. I'm like, okay, fucking go to the bathroom, take the thing on, and you figure out, you can just, it's a smoke alarm.
Yeah.
You can just take the battery right out of it. Just boop,
problem
put
solved.
It back on, problem solved, go to the bathroom. All right, you're golden. He goes back in the bathroom. It's fine. We get to Bangkok. We're there. The first thing they do, of course, Planet Hollywood's got a liaison who meets you, and he knows Charlie. So he's like, hey, you guys
shit with him.
You guys want to go down to the red light district? Charlie's like, I want to chill in my room, long flight. Take Cam with you.
Oh no.
I mean, in case whatever, here's, he gives me thousands of dollars. He's like, go down to I go down the red light district, and I've never been to anything like this. In fact, I don't have a passport until this trip. I'm 21 years old. I've never been anywhere. I'm from North Carolina. I'm born in the Carolina. I haven't even seen a thing in the world. Now I'm in Bangkok at the red light district, and there are hundreds of girls standing on a stage, dancing, smiling. Yeah, smile. Little dick. And I'm like, okay, that one, I want, that one's got a nice dick, and that one. But I was like, okay. I said, let me
focus.
Yeah, focus. And I'm moving dicks. Yeah, I'm moving dicks, and I'm like, give me one that's got give me the smallest dick in the group. Because I'm a power bottom, but I need to. I don't want to take any risks. So I go, okay, and I must be so naive to this guy. He's sweet. He's very nice to me, but I must be so naive.
Saw your greenhorn, yeah.
My God, man, And I go, how does this work? He's like, you just pick one, whatever girl you want, And I go, can you pick more than one? He's like, yeah. Pick, and I go, well, what's it cost? He's like, I don't know, $70 or something. Now, inflation.
Inflation, yeah.
I don't know, but $70. I'm like, what? My mind is blown from this because I'm just like, this is. So of course I go, okay. And I go, 1, 2, 3. I picked 10 girls.
My God.
Bro, this is the dumbest thing. You
thought you could fuck them all?
This is the dumb. No, well, sure. And I did. Of course I did. But no, not all 10. I got 5. I gave Charlie. So I get back. I did 5 girls for me and 5 for Charlie. I get back to the room and I open the door and I go, ta-da. And the girls are coming. 1, 2, 3. Charlie's in bed. Got the TV on. He's like,
it's hard to impress him.
Thinking like BO.
Bad choices.
And there's, the girls that roll in and they just like get in the bed. And I'm like, all right, my guy. Because I think I've done good. I'm like, and he's like, oh, fuck. So I leave him with 5 Thai girls. See, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. But anyway, left him with the gals. Take my 5 gals back. And I'm just like, all right. And then I proceeded to have a fantastic, fantastic evening. But that was just one of sort of the stories of that.
Every weekend, something like that.
There was always something going on.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. I heard that Charlie Sheen's notorious for having a limp dick and throwing a fit about it. Is that true?
That is not my experience.
No.
I've never heard or seen anything that indicated that Charlie was always, he would always have a nice girl. And he's an incredibly respectful, I know people are going to be like,
for sure.
I don't know if I can,
if they paid attention, they can.
Yeah. I don't know if I can understand but this guy, if he was talking to you right now, he would be so, and you don't have to be in this environment. You can be on the street and it doesn't matter who you are. For him, everyone's a human, and he talks to you like that.
That's cool.
And in fact, I would even argue he likes regular people more than he likes celebrities. You just spend time, and he was such a genuinely interested person in human beings, and he'd be kind. He'd give people. I watch him give watches and things to people all the time. He was just such a great human, which, by the way, I think is why this guy lives like a cat with 9 lives. It doesn't matter what he does or how he does, there he is again. The
revolving door.
Because I think it's the way he treats people. Because no matter what his debauchery is, whatever his self-inflicted pain and all that business, his treatment of other humans is excellent.
That's what I've always noticed that when everything I watched on him. Do you still have any communication with him?
I haven't talked to him in years. Yeah. I'd still talk to Chris Tucker because I didn't tell you this part because when I got
they're boys, right?
When I got to LA, when I met Charlie, when I was working for Charlie and Chris did a movie called Money Talks. Me and Chris became friends, and then Chris says to me, "Man, let Cam," because he knows, of course, I'm the martial arts guy in the group. He's like, "Hey, I got this option from my manager for a film called Rush Hour with this guy named Jackie Chan. Have you ever heard of him?" And I'm like, well, and this is before Jackie's popular in America. There's no Jackie Chan in
the
Bronx,
America. First one?
Exactly. Nobody's heard of Jackie. You have to be a martial arts nerd to know who Jackie Chan is at this time. Only Bruce Lee has penetrated the market as an Asian.
Jackie Chan was a fucking stud too.
Incredible. I got Jackie Chan stories too. He's amazing. But Chris says to me, "Do you think I should do it?" And I go, "Look, nobody knows Jackie here right now, but you're building a brand. Everyone's starting to know you. Here's the trade. Jackie comes here. There's gonna get some traction from you, and then you're gonna get a lot of Asian fans because he's the biggest Asian star in the world for action." And he's like, "Okay, will you do it? Will you be my fight scene coordinator and my film?" So he hired me. I did Rush Hour 1 and 2.
No shit. That's so fucking cool.
Matter of fact, do you remember the part where he crosses his fingers? He goes, "Which one of y'all kicked me?" I wrote that line.
Really?
Yeah, I wrote that line because what was interesting was when we were designing the film work, we would stage. Jackie has a 5-man stunt team. They set up his.
Doesn't he do most of his own stunts?
Yes, he does it all. But his stunt coordinators, his team builds it, sets it, and then they're always the bad guys in the movie. Really? If you look at his movies, it's always the same bad guys. You don't notice it. But just like Tim, all these guys look the same. So it's just like, you have
racist bastard.
all these white guys. So, but if you look, you'll notice that they're the same guys. So they come in, they set up, they build it, and they design it. And then Jackie, come, you're going to do this, you fall over the chair.
He trusts him.
100%.
That's cool.
100%. So I was doing that for Chris. So I said, "Okay, Chris, so you're going to come in the room. You're going to get kicked in the face. It's going to be so fast. You're not going to know who did it. And you're just going to say, okay, which one of y'all kicked me?" This was the line. He walks in, boom, he gets kicked. He crosses it. This is all Chris. This is why Chris is Chris. Crosses his fingers, crosses his eyes, and goes, "Which one of y'all kicked me?" And the fucking whole place fell apart. We had to shoot it again because the first one, everybody laughed out loud.
Do you know the scene he's talking about, Tim? I laughed my ass off. And that kick was fast.
It's an iconic, it's an iconic moment for the film. But it was that was my first opportunity to really get to do what I went to LA for.
Really?
And it was amazing.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I loved it. But the problem was, in LA, there, you guys are like big actors in the fight world, and then you got your big actors into, say, the theatrical world, and as well as the actors in that world, that there's a lot of fucking jockeying for position. A lot of sucking, trying to be. A lot
of dick sucking.
Yeah, so much. Trying to be, hey, bro, can we be? And it's twice as bad in the movie business because that business is the only business where upward transition doesn't depend on your skill set. It depends more on who you know. Where at least in fighting, you got to fucking go out there and fight.
You got to prove it.
You got to prove it. Not in film. You got two actors and they can be equally excellent. Who's that guy know? Or this guy's much better than that guy. Doesn't know anybody. This guy's the director's nephew.
Have you seen things like that? You can look
100%. The director for Rush Hour is named Brett Ratner. He's a and I don't mean the good. I don't mean the good kind. I mean the bad kind.
Yeah.
Such a fucking douche. And so this.
Well, there's
guy,
no good kind of thing.
No,
there is. Well,
oh shit!
Not of the well. We're not talking about gay. We're talking about that other guy.
Well, no, it's fine to be gay. Just don't be
a exactly. Yes. So because we love our gay fam, Yeah. That's not what this is about. This is about guys who are fucking douchebags, and this guy's one of those Hollywood douchebags that they make a film about, where there's a character and you go, oh yeah, that guy's a douche. That guy is that guy. And, he comes to me, he says, Cam, because me and Chris are working on the script. He goes, Cam, listen, this is dragging out. We need to get this movie going. And if you can just help me get Chris to get to approve the script and let's go. And I wasn't helping him approve the script because I was working with Chris, who's my guy, to make the script better. The script wasn't great. It was a piece of shit, quite frankly.
Was it a lot different from when you first got it?
It wasn't funny. It wasn't good. And so we were working to make it better. And he wanted to just get it done because he thought, I got Jackie Chan and I got Chris Tucker. Just let them do their thing. And that's not untrue. Chris is a great improvisational comedic actor. So's Jackie.
And they didn't have any rapport at that time either.
They had zero rapport. They didn't even know each other. And Jackie hardly spoke English at all. So the script still needed to have better structure, or, it was just going to be what it was going to be. Kind of like a bad, because that, by the way, that's what they predicted it to be. They didn't think it was going to make any money.
Really?
But the thing made millions, and they didn't think it was going to make anything. They thought, this movie will make 10 million, blah, 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 blah. It made a lot of money, man. That franchise has made
great movies,
hundreds of millions of dollars. So I think, Chris made for that first thing, I think, if I'm not wrong, like $2 million.
Really?
For Rush Hour 1.
What did he pay you? What did he pay you to help him out?
Oh, I made $5,000 or $7,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the entire movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Young buck. I mean, trying to make his way.
There was no money. There's no money in this time.
I want to talk about, I was talking about, with Suga. I told Sean, I'm like, dude, this Cameron, Mullane, you guys are love. I rarely invite people over to my house, and especially to stay. I like being by myself a lot, not being around a lot of people. But I told Suga, trust me, this guy will fit in with us. And there's not many 53-year-olds that I look up to that I'm like, I want to be like that. I think there's,
I don't know,
like almost any. I'm like, dude, this is a guy I want to be like. And you started this Budokan, it's called Mixed Martial Movement.
Mixed Movement Arts, yeah.
Mixed Movement Arts.
Yeah.
And how did you go about starting that?
Well, after I got disillusioned, which was the point I was going to make with the Brett Ratner, I got disillusioned with these guys. I don't want to be in this business. These people are not good people. I don't want to live my life around people that aren't good people.
Good for you.
Fuck these people. So I got out of home and I started teaching, which I really love. Teaching is you don't think you're going to make a lot of money from it. It's not, you don't pursue that.
You do it as a
You're
passion.
you don't pursue that because you're like, I'm going to get rich.
For sure.
Being a teacher
Yeah.
or a coach, you know. So, but I was like, what's going to make me happy as a human being? So I started pursuing that. And because I was already in the Hollywood sort of in circle, I started training the people in the business very quickly and easily. So I was training Jennifer Aniston, Courtney Cox, and you know, just women, men. I was just doing really well right
Martial
away.
arts, teaching martial
I
arts.
was teaching them, but from the perspective of fitness.
Really?
Get in good shape, but use these instead of weightlifting, I'm going to train you in striking.
Oh, it's a lot easier.
It's more fun
Okay,
too.
sure.
Well, you would just want to lift weights, or would you like to learn to kickbox?
For sure.
And so they were into it, and I was doing really well. I was making good money.
How long were you doing that for?
I probably did that for about 5-6 years.
Wow.
And it was doing great. And then people started contacting me and saying, because I was in magazines and stuff, like, who's Jennifer Aniston's trainer? What's she doing? Oh, she's doing Budokan. Courtney Cox doing Budokan, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. I started getting people, can you teach me to teach this? What is this? What is Budokan? And when I first named it, it was just the name of my business, Budokan, Bu warrior, Do Wei, Kon spirit. And a Japanese guy named Kenji named it. I said, Kenji, I need a name for Way of the Warrior Spirit. And he goes, oh, Budokan. I was like, sick. And I wrote it down. I was like, that was the name of my business. My business.
That's what it means?
Yeah, just Way of Warrior Spirit.
Bushido means way of warrior, right?
Exactly, Budo.
Okay.
Budo. And then Budokan is Way Warrior Spirit.
What does Shidokan mean?
Well, anything with Kan, if it's Kan, is a place. So Kan is a place where martial arts occurs. Kon, Kon, is spirit. Okay. So sometimes they get confused. So have you ever heard Live at the Budokan? Mm-hmm. Budokan. So Bu warrior, Do Wei, Kan, place.
I see.
Oh, place.
And what age were you when you started to do this?
I was 20, in my late 20s. I was heading into late 20s. And so I figured, like, this is my love. So people are like, can you teach me teach it? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to teach you to teach Budokan. And I just went with the name of my business as the name of the style.
It's good.
The methodology. It just worked, right? It was just fluid. I was like, okay, cool. And man, that thing just blew up. And over the past 25 years, it's become a really beautiful teaching methodology where I mixed movement arts, yoga, mobility, striking, grappling, and just nutrition. He's been in my place, so it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
We we eat well, we train well, and we meditate. We do life. My coaching perspective is, I don't give a fuck if you can fight. You can beat the best guy in the room. If you're not a good human being, you're not doing it right. So first we got to develop your character and your humanity. And that's the thing. If I could just quick celebrate, I just want to celebrate for a second because you and Sean, and then you, Riggs here, I've never met so many really authentic humans who are doing so well in the world and being such good people. And I don't say this because I don't say it as a plug. I say it like, I'm living in this guy's driveway because I'm in my Sprinter van, and the
really nice.
And the kindness and the hospitality and the sincere love that he's showing me and my wife and our dog. I mean, it's so rare to find people that are this genuine. And maybe we're just lucky because it's our culture, it's martial arts culture.
So, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you ain't gonna get this in Hollywood. This ain't Hollywood culture. This is not that. This is a different world. It's just the love is just so fantastic, and so I just want to celebrate that for a minute. But when you're developing a human being, you can't settle on their their physical skill sets. You have to demand more of them as a human. I want to see you be an extraordinary person in your life, and because I don't want to develop I don't want to develop a UFC champion who's an asshole.
It's a bad combination.
I have no interest in that. I don't even give a fuck what it meant. The money, I could give a fuck. I'm like, no, I wouldn't do it. So to see you and Suge and see what kind of great humans you are, because I know people are watching this, they don't really know you, but let me tell you, these motherfuckers are excellent people, real good humans. And that is a real thing. So if you're a fan of these guys, you're not wasting your time. That's something to celebrate, because you don't know who people are.
No.
You watch a show, you think Tim's funny, you think that but when you really know you guys and you know what good humans you are, then it makes it all like, wow, I'm winning.
You're a good dude, man.
Well, and a real reason too is because there's a lot of these guru type people out there, but they don't live it, and that's why with Cameron, I'm like, I saw him train, and I saw how I trained with him at his house. I'm like, I'm gonna try to put it on him a little bit.
He beat me up.
See if he can.
Tim beat me up.
See if he can hang. But he's scrapping the whole time, and
but
then
I was trying to survive.
No quit to him.
And no quit. And then the next round, he's in again with the next best guy. Then he's in again with the next
Can't
best
help
guy.
but respect
I'm like,
that.
this guy's fucking 53. It's insane to me. And then knowing that you've trained Rafael Lovato to beat Gegard Mousasi, and Rafael Lovato had 7 fights, is a jiu-jitsu guy, is getting up there in age. The guy's just beat Giancarlo Bodoni. He's 42 years old. And he does what Cameron teaches, a lot of the movement stuff to keep your body healthy, and coming in here and helping warm up our guys. And I've been doing it with him now. We've been doing each morning at Suge's for 2 days now, and my body feels night and day different. And I'm like, I need to say fuck everything else, all the weightlifting, all the other shit I do, and focus on being limber like this. And already it's like, holy shit, this is what we needed, this more than anything else.
Missing component.
Huge.
The problem really comes down to everybody wants to be strong, which I totally understand, because you want that horsepower against another guy. Mm-hmm. But without having the integrated strength and speed and agility, all the qualities present, you won't be the kind of athlete that we oftentimes sort of worship and go, that guy, wow, because sometimes those guys, they aren't the guys who are hyper-focused on one particular language of athleticism. It's like, oh, I'm just going to go in and lift weights and be as strong as I can be. Then I'm going to try to go over here and be, I'm going to try to be explosive. But it's like, yeah, but what about your joint range and your ability to rebound force, your acceleration? We've got a lot of qualities that make an athlete, but what happens in our world is we typically get addicted to sort of the low-hanging fruit elements, which of course lifting weights, like getting stronger, is a low-hanging fruit, on that vine. The harder, more nuanced stuff is the sort of rebounding of force plyometric work that the Soviet Union's, the Soviets developed. The acceleration, explosiveness, the nervous system reaction and conditioning. These kinds of elements are things that a guy, I'm just going to use an example, that a guy like a GSP, and it's hard to argue the result. I mean, look at his fucking body now. Look at his athleticism now. He's still training.
He does.
Still after it. He loves it. But he's been playing with these ideas for a very long time, and he's a very smart guy. And I think he's just one of the outliers in an industry where the easy answer is, bro, get stronger. Bro, do this. Bro, do that. And it's like, no, man, it's not about getting stronger, because stronger implies something very simple. It implies for most people, it implies making muscle mass bigger. I can lift more. I can push more. But the question is, not can you lift more or push more, but can you withstand and rebound force? Which, by the way, is not muscle, but rather connective tissue. We're talking about myofascia. We're talking about tendon strength.
Really?
Like a guitar, that string rebound, how like a bow and arrow, pulling it back, how much force can it produce, from that? That's all potential force. The body's like that. When it gets rotated one way, it comes back the other way with the force, which is striking 101, right? Mm-hmm. So those are the things that you want. If you want longevity from your fighters, you train them like that. If you want them to just be durable and last for a while, you train them like that. What do you want? Do you want a guy with a 15, 20-year career, or do you want a guy with a 5 to 7?
For sure.
What do you want?
What's something like a main thing that you see jiu-jitsu gyms or even MMA guys do where you're like, that's what they're going wrong. That's what they're doing wrong.
They don't warm up.
That's it.
They don't condition. They don't condition before they do not understand preparation. Mm-hmm. They don't prep right. They don't activate right. They just roll. They walk in. They do a bunch of metabolic thing. What is warming up? Warming up is to get blood flow moving. Blood flow produces heat. That's what warms you up. So when we say, I need to warm up, you mean you need to produce heat. How do you produce heat? You pump blood. You can run around the room and pump blood. So it's not hard to warm up. Do we understand? So like what we can't think of as, I need to warm up. Yeah, it's good to be warm. But does that mean your tissue's ready?
To be fucking crunched.
Correct. Is your tissue activated? Is your nervous system on? Is everything, you're about to take off in a pilot, you're a jet fighter. It's like, boop, boop, boop. You're hitting the buttons. Is this thing ready to go?
Priming, yeah.
Is it ready to go? You're hitting all the buttons. You've got all the shit line. It's not just jump in and hit the gas. There's a lot more to it. So when you get on the floor with these jiu-jitsu schools and stuff, jiu-jitsu teachers are not taught to understand or teach movement mechanics. They teach jiu-jitsu. They know how to teach an armbar. That's their job. No one taught them to heal the body or to work with it. So it's not even their fault. This is no one's fault. The question is, are we going to interrupt the behavior in the culture so that we do it better? Because, bro, you walk into a room and I ask people and I go, guys, who in this room is my age? Well, first I do like this. I go, who's 20 to 30? Who's 30 to 40? Who's 40 to 50? And now you got like one dude, maybe two guys. Now I go, who's 50 to 60? There's nobody in the room. It's just me. And I go, but you know what the first question I ask these guys before I do that? I go, who in here thinks you're going to do jiu-jitsu forever? The whole fucking room.
Really?
Everybody in the room goes, I want to do jiu-jitsu. How long are you going to do? Everybody's like, I'm going to do jiu-jitsu my whole life. Well, who do you think in that room thinks they're going to do jiu-jitsu until they're 35 and quit? Nobody. They think I'm going to do jiu-jitsu forever. I'm going to be the older guy that's kicking ass. No, you're not. You're going to be the guy who gets injured, and then it's going to hurt too much to come to class. And so instead of hurting, you'll stay home, be with your kids, so you can go to work the next day and keep doing the thing because the trade-off isn't there. So you're not going to be doing jiu-jitsu. So the problem with jiu-jitsu culture is that it encourages a disposability quality to the students. They get used, they get beat up, and they're gone. But if you really are smart and you care about your students and you're a good entrepreneur, you develop a culture of longevity in the gym.
That's a good point.
Because how many fucking 50 to 60-year-olds could you have? Yeah. All the dads, all the parents. Why aren't they in the room with the kid? All these people that could be training, but they get hurt. They're scared. They don't want to come in and get, So there's a culture that says this is for young people. But there could be a culture of 40 to 60 And how big, by the way, I'm talking to my teacher, but my entrepreneurs out there, how many memberships is 40 to 60 that you could have that you don't because you've alienated a group of people for no reason, all because you just don't want to.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard too, because I have a group of people that are trying to be world champions, and the pace that we need to train to be a world champion is a lot different than I just want to get good at jiu-jitsu. I go to work full time, and I'm able to come 2-3 times a week. Those guys that come 2-3 times a week, it's like, well, now you're in the class with the guys that are trying to be world champions, so this is the pace we're going to be going at.
They know that, though,
so
right?
it's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. That's why I don't have a lot of older guys. I have Rick. I think he's in his 50s. He's a beast like Cameron. But that's it. That's it.
Well,
I don't have
jiu-jitsu too. I mean, that's a lot less damage on your body. That's crazy. And this is something that you're going to start implementing with all your guys.
I mean, I have to. I have to. And for someone who doesn't have access to your teachings, I'm trying to soak it in as much as I can, trying to remember everything so I can give it back to my students. But for people who don't have access, do you have a website and your YouTube? Or?
Yeah, I mean, you can do all that. Yeah, you go to Budokan.com and all that stuff and find, we got Budokan Online, which you can go to. You have a library of techniques, because what it comes down to is what you need to learn is a language. It's a new language model. It's just like jiu-jitsu is a language model. What's an armbar? What's what's guard? What's, mount? Yeah. You learn the language model and then you start working off of it. You need, what I was saying because me and Tim and Shug and Brandon were training this morning, and what we were focused on was just learning the patterns so that you can chain them together, because once you start chaining movement together as you're stretching, because that's the objective, I'm going to transition through this position to the next position, all the while stretching.
Do you have an example of what you mean?
Yeah, like let's say that you are on the ground on your back, and I need you to go from your back, literally laying flat in a supine position, to standing. How do you do that? How does the average person do that? Usually they sit up, put their hand on the floor, try to get to their knees. And so in other words, they do it probably, if not most often, in the most inefficient way possible. But the real magic is learning to do it efficiently using circles and spirals, because the body there's less resistance with a spiral than there is with a linear straight line. So you're trying to figure out how to organize the body to get out of its own way, to get you there efficiently. Same with wrestling. I get double leg takedown. Let's just imagine, right? You double leg me. We go to the ground. At first, I'm sitting on my butt, and because you've just taken me down, your head's right here. And what is the first thing I got to do? Rotate and get my hands to the floor, so I can then spin my knees to the floor and start building up, right? Mm-hmm. That's why does everybody do that? Because it's the most efficient way to do it. It is the way. If there was a better way, we'd all be doing it that way.
True.
So it's all about, but you notice it? It's a spiral. It's a rotation. You rotate the upper trunk. Now the lower trunk is trapped. Now that you've rotated the upper trunk, it gives you torque and leverage to rotate the lower trunk, which the other person's just trying to hold on to with their arms. Mm-hmm. But now your legs rotate to the ground with knees down, and now you start fighting up. So everything about wrestling, it's so old.
Yeah.
We've already worked out all these problems. That's why we do them so consistently. But we're looking for the most efficient and effective way to get back to our feet. So I'm doing the same thing with no body on you. I don't want a body on you. I want you moving and go up and going back down and transitioning, but with no weight load, so that you can learn to organize without the nervous system stress of reaction.
And you were talking about too how important it is anybody can get away with stuff when you're 18 to 25. You just move around, you can explode, you can come in here, don't warm up, we get straight into live and we're going. But we're talking about it even with Ezra and some of these guys, starting to learn it early on before we need it.
Habits, for sure. Because like Tim's saying, my whole career, I literally wouldn't stretch at all. I'd get dressed, get on the mat, and start going. maybe like a minute of warming up, but never stretching, and my body's fucking battered. You know, is it possible for an old bird like me to start to make headway with stuff like that?
Yeah, because joints, unless you've ripped the actual tendon like off the bone, or you just have nothing hanging on hardly, tendons will repair. They're like a web that will re-layer.
Okay.
If you can get blood flow there. But if you can't get blood flow, how are you going to get the repair materials to the site of injury? You're not. So stretching and moving and time under tension transition gets blood into those far-reaching places. Because remember, there's blood in the muscle, and then the muscle becomes a tendon.
That's what you were saying yesterday. Okay.
Right. The tendon anchors to the bone. How do I get blood to that anchor point when there's hardly any vascularity between
I don't know.
time under tension? Making that tendon work, making it work is what sends the blood flow and gets it hydrated. If you don't stretch it and work it and make it carry load or rebound force, like
that's what he's doing for his Achilles for pickleball.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you don't prep that thing to rebound force, then it gets dehydrated. It gets, as all things do when they get dehydrated, it gets fragile and it tears. So it's all about going deep in your joints. And you know who found me? You remember Josh Bergman? Josh.
And from Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah, really? Okay, yeah.
He's one of my best buddies.
Really?
He's the first guy who brought me in and let me corner with him in the UFC.
Really?
That was my first guy.
No kidding.
It was so special because
I like Josh.
He's a great human. He found me because he started taking yoga, like he got deep into hatha yoga, deep into like hot yoga. And
he's an athlete.
Yeah. And he found me and he was like, I want to learn from you. So he came and became my student and studied my work and now teaches it in Utah at his school there. But he had he's got a body like yours. And he was like,
bear.
And he's
fucking me.
Bear. But he's got a body like you, and he used it to heal all his injuries and work, and he's much better. His neck was so fucked up. But yeah, that was my first guy that gave me the UFC experience. It was so special. And to this day is one of my friends.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I mean, encourage all the listeners to go check it out. Check out Cameron's page at Cameron Shayne, right?
Yes.
At Cameron Shayne, and his wife too is.
Well, that's Instagram. You just go and you find.
What does she do?
Cameron
Cameron,
Shayne.
she's a fucking.
She's
beast,
she's a teacher of the work.
Really? So she does exactly. You guys do this together?
Yeah, I taught her, and now she's
purple belt in jiu-jitsu also, and she's a fucking beast too.
That's incredible.
Are we gonna? I mean, I know we're probably running out of time, but are we gonna talk about our rivalship in pickleball?
I don't think it's much. It's more of a mentorship at this point with.
Cameron's good, man. He played tennis before.
Thankfully,
you're fucking good.
Thankfully, no, you're good. Let me tell you something. These big bears over here, these two are me and Sean's rivals. So
yes.
it's the two power bottoms against the two big bears. But I'm going to tell you something. We might be skinny and smaller and less gay, but I'm going to tell you this. We're going to win. We're going to come behind. These guys have been kicking our ass. And you think these two look big and slow? They're not. They're big and fast.
Yes.
And they're fucking good. And I'll tell you something, I find it really annoying how good you are, Riggs. I do. I find it annoying how quick his hands are.
Yeah.
He gets to the net and he's like, bah, bah. He's like the goddamn Matrix. I'm like, no, nice. You are fast like this.
With hand-eye coordination, Tim will sit up there and he'll be able to pick these off. Usually, so I'm getting lucky. Tim's actually ripping those out of the air.
No, you two. I got to be honest.
Tim and I are really good on a team together.
Team-wise, Joe's probably my best partner. To be honest,
guys, I haven't hit a volcano since I was 12.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this is
So this is some interesting stuff here. Elon Musk came out and said on how Optimus, the new robot he's coming out with, will provide access to the best medical care for anyone in the world. He says, imagine a world He says, imagine a world where everyone has access to the best surgeons, literally everyone, and Optimus will have that level of precision that is frankly superhuman and will able to do medical procedures, very sophisticated medical procedures, any medical procedure, perhaps things that humans can't even do because they're too difficult. And that will be available to anyone. People often talk about eliminating poverty and providing a great medical care, but they never actually have a solution. So he's planning on making a robot that everyone can buy that lives at your house, does all your chores and stuff, but is also could be a surgeon.
What
So
medical stuff are they teaching the same old American medical system that they taught? Because
I mean, maybe, but imagine that.
Wow.
I mean, imagine how much that changes when. I mean, it obviously takes hundreds and hundreds of thousands of jobs from doctors and stuff, but if you got this robot can do it perfection and he lives with you, you don't need yourself a doctor.
cast the doctors out.
Yep.
Well, what's incredible, because to your point, I guess if you can just download that program, which is like remove brain tumor, and it knows how, and you give it it's an incredible idea. It's an incredible idea.
It's from a movie.
So what? No, it's not.
Big Hero 6.
Is it really?
Yes, it is.
So how long before you
don't need a girlfriend or a wife? It's gonna be soon.
I think it's fucking.
It's gonna be soon.
I think we've talked ourselves out of a job. You get these robots with a hard dick. Goodbye, sweet prince. We're done.
Yes, but if you love your gal, are you going to be mad that it's causing her enjoyment?
No. I get turned off that stuff anyway. I turned off that stuff anyways.
Yeah.
But
I want a remote for this thing. I'm like,
yes.
Bob, can you?
But how long before you have a couple of those at Whitefish that are doing the chores, they're doing stuff, they're getting everything dialed in for you?
what do they cost, by the way?
Right now, there's the one that supposedly can do all the household chores. It can do the dishes. It can do your laundry. 20,000. But this is the iPhone 1, or this is the BlackBerry. We got 5 to 10 years where these fucking things are going to be. Dude?
Are they have hard? Is it like a skin, like human skin on their hands, or is it?
No, they're like
Couldn't be jerking you off.
I mean, they probably will be able to. You got to jailbreak it.
Do you remember Blade Runner?
Yes.
I mean, the whole theme of Blade Runner is that they create the robot to such a degree of human likeness that it's no longer easy to tell the difference. And so it all just sort of becomes, murky and like, does this thing have rights? It seems to have.
Are they sentient? Is that what it means?
Yeah, it seems to have the same. It seems to have the same consciousness as you do.
That's why probably right now is the most important that the people are in charge of the AI ethics. Mm-hmm. Like that's probably because
there's nobody. There's not really an oversight committee for that.
I think there is. But you think our lives change so much with the iPhone and smartphone? Like the next 10 years with this is going to be again. Fucking.
Tim said that. He said that he goes within 10 years, our life will look completely different. That scared the fuck out of me.
You think 10?
1 year, Joe. Elon just said within 1 year, those Teslas, you're going to be able to go in there, press the button, sit in the back, do whatever you need to do. And it's going to take you where you need to go. They're going to be full self-driving, fully. You can text, you can do emails in 1 year.
You like that? What do you think about
It's going to be safer than humans. It's going to be safer than old fucking old
machines
Gale.
are going to take all of our jobs, so they gave us some sort of program where we depend on them for money even more so.
Teach that robot to do some Budokan movement. We're years away from that.
You know what, though? The one thing there are two things that I don't believe you can replace. One is creativity. I don't believe it's possible to replicate the creativity of a human mind because it's so unpredictable. Whereas if you go and chat GPT or whatever, the different programs, what they're doing is they're drawing from what is reasonable and what is existing, but they can't imagine what they don't know. This is what humans do. We imagine what has never been seen. But the AI, I'm not sure it can imagine or be creative in that way. I think what it's trapped inside of is its own self, its own sort of echo chamber of information.
They don't allow it to evolve, right?
Well, how could it know what it doesn't know? That's a
without somebody to put information into it.
But then it would know.
Yeah.
So I'm playing a game. It can't know what it doesn't know.
Yeah.
Humans imagine what we don't know. We imagine shit that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We go, what if the world looked like this? And we imagine it. I don't think these programs have that ability and may never. That's my first thought. Number two, human touch. Nothing, I don't know if anything will ever replace, though I guess it'd have to literally produce a robot with an exoskin element with.
But there's pheromones and different things that come along.
Exactly. How are you going to replace that? Exactly. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
Yeah.
But the point is, how are you going to replace that?
A good smell of BO.
A real pheromone thing. Did you know that there was an experiment done where women were, because what they wanted to figure out was why women are attracted to the men they're attracted to, and what is the smell thing, and what is this? And what was interesting was they took a group of women and they let them smell. They took men had put their body odor and musk and all over some, and they
when we're tied up at the kitchen in pickleball, that's what they're smelling.
Yeah, your musk, which is
they smell the
fear. Which is why I think we're not playing at our best.
Yes,
I think that somehow we just know that you guys, if you wanted, could just jump over the fence and fuck us and then
fuck us.
Yeah, fuck
That goes
us.
without
Which
saying.
I got to tell you, I find very disturbing as a thought.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to be held down and fucked. I wouldn't like it.
I don't like it
That's
at
why you
all.
need to train.
And do you see why I might not be able to return that serve? Because there's a lot of intimidation. I'm like, God damn it. So
and
anyway,
Tim fucks with mentally too.
Yeah, and he's always talking about. He's like, "I'll fuck you."
Right in the butt lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will fuck if you don't. I'm like, fuck. Why is he so sexually aggressive? But I mean, imagine his wife, poor lady. So
Red.
God, she's such a worker. And I tell you, so I say, they smell the things and they're like, okay, and they're like, yeah, this is a yes, this is a yes, this is a yes. Then they take them off their birth control. And their hormones level out.
Oh, God.
And they go back to normal. And they go, no. So many people don't even know that a lot of the reason that a woman will be done with a guy who she's in love with and da-da-da.
Got married, had fucking
Correct.
kids.
Is that she was on birth control the whole time. How many women do you know on birth control? It's one of the most...
because the hormones?
It completely changes your hormones. So it also changes your ability to sense what is naturally your perfect sort of mating partner.
Really?
So they will get off their hormones, they'll have a baby, whatever, and they'll be like, I don't like the way you smell anymore. Literally.
I've actually heard that.
This is many women. Yeah, this is a real thing. It's a real thing. So I can tell my guys out there, if you're dating a girl on birth control, and I know this is going to sound fucking crazy, you do not know for sure if she really likes you.
That's crazy. Well, if you think about it,
She can like you as a person.
Yeah.
She can love you as a man. She may not want to fuck you
Like
when she
chemically.
when she comes off those birth control.
You look at women that's getting divorced. I mean, divorce period. The most prevalent ages is when they're in menopause. It's when their hormones just. Lisa is in menopause, and.
Oh, it changes them massively.
For sure, they won't be able to. Their husband, who they've loved for 30, 40 years, they can't stand the sight of him.
Yeah.
Same thing it does. You do when a woman goes through postpartum depression. Kind of same thing. Hormones fucking ruin women. For sure.
My wife can't stand the sight of me now. She's not even having a hormonal thing. But
it's probably important for girls. I mean, I know it's expensive, but you got to figure it out. Just doing your blood work and seeing how out of whack some shit is.
Now
ways to they do that.
Now you have the ability to work with hormones when you couldn't before. They weren't even friendly for women to be on testosterone or anything. So now they're changing that. So a woman who is going through that can maybe help that the same way a man on low T I'm tired. I'm not horny. I'm not motivated. I'm just a pussy. I can't tell my wife no. It's like, all right. And then suddenly maybe he's like, grow some balls. But do it all. But I think what's important is to understand that, you know, to your point, that women are such a changing landscape of internal state. We don't have that. I wake up feeling the fucking same way every day.
It's true.
I swear to God, every day.
Have you had low T at all or no?
I had my T got to about 4.
400?
Yeah, about 4.
God damn you.
When I tested it, it got about 4, and the doctor says, you know, he said, you know, I told him what I do for a living. He's like, well, if you want to be competitive and be training that much and you want recovery, you're going to need to be at probably at least 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
8 to 1,000. So I said, fine. So I got on testosterone and I use it.
Do you feel a difference
regularly.
when how you're waking up then to now?
I don't. That's
Really?
the only thing I can say. I don't feel any difference.
That's actually good.
Because I felt good when I got on it.
Yeah.
I was sort of heading off the problem versus fixing a problem.
See, you feel so you're just putting things together when they're going to.
That's it. So right now I'm just kind of like always me.
Good for you.
So right now, I mean, you guys bought this sweet Mercedes camper van.
Sprinter van, yeah.
Pimp as hell.
Call that
And
the
you-
shaggin' wagon.
Those are badass.
And
Nice.
yeah,
Those
it's
are cool as
super
fuck.
pimp.
They're proud of them too. They're fucking expensive.
And you're able to get out of whitefish because the winters are so brutal there.
Well, it's another reason, you know, we are friends because of Montana.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I met Tim, he's like, I'm from Montana. I was like, oh, I mean, of course you are. That
Yeah,
makes, you know what I mean?
People are just better there.
They're just, yeah, it's just like you just don't grow up being a douchebag.
Yeah.
Because who are you going to be cool in front of?
Yeah.
Who are you going to be the next? Everybody's just normal people. That's the one advantage.
I miss it.
That's it. That's the one advantage of growing up in a place where people, it doesn't matter. Like the most important guy in town is the goddamn plumber.
That's great.
And on purpose, right? Because he's the guy that is the most important.
Turd wrangling for sure.
Who's more important than a plumber, dude? When your shit goes wrong, you're like,
Kids don't realize how much money plumbers make.
oh my God, dude, the trades
I
up
wonder
in
if those. I
Montana-
wonder if those will ever be replaced. by
Yeah,
the
they will.
robots.
If they're replacing doctors, goddamn right they will.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm thinking to myself, man, what robot's gonna come in, go down my fucking thing, go under the house, over the? I'm just like, sometimes humans can only get to things humans can get to.
I hope so.
You know what I mean? I'm like, how are you gonna get I know if you just set up the plumbing and you put a robot on that, like an assembly line, no problem. Part of the experience of being a human is getting to the problem.
You're talking about the commute
The
to the person's
literal
house?
transition, exactly. Getting there, getting into the house, going over their bullshit stairs and around this and down that and in underneath the house. How's a robot? Show me a robot. How's he going to do that?
But if a year I can sit here in Phoenix, click in my car, take me to New York, and it navigates me. Yeah, no, when the full self-driving comes out and there's barely any normal human drivers.
But
It's
that
just
makes
your
sense.
robot
They'll have a
car.
I can
place
get
where you
behind
go
that.
drive a car. That's what's
I
gonna
can
happen.
get behind that. And I get behind that because the road system has to be, I'd argue, probably about 95 to 100% perfect conditional for that vehicle. Like it can't be less than that. If the road is if there's a real problem, like you can't navigate it, like imagine we're off-road
Logic.
and we're going through rocky, like serious rocky terrain that only a Jeep could do. That Tesla's not going to do that.
No.
Maybe when they build
10 years.
when they build the Jeep. All I'm arguing
Tim's a
is,
big advocate for these.
I know he loves this because he's got money in it, guys. So yeah, I want you to tell you, he's got money. He's sweating over there. He's like, bro,
Please.
5 years, 5 years, this shit's gonna go down. 5 years, please, Tesla, please. So all I'm saying is that I agree with you. Eventually they'll have these things, but what I'm suggesting is that it makes sense with a road system because inevitably that road system has to be consistent and everything needs to drive on it well. That'd be the first place that makes sense because you've got fairly consistent conditions. Mm-hmm. I'm just arguing that it's going to take a little while longer to get some of these more nuanced human problems solved.
Yeah.
Where we climb things high and we go low and we do
I hope so.
weird shit. But no, but he's not wrong. It's coming. But I'm going to tell you, AI is going to replace more jobs simply because you can go, as an example, you used to have to go contact a lawyer if you wanted legal advice. You do not have to do that.
No, fuck no. I
You
mean,
can get good legal advice.
it's going to take twice as many jobs than the Industrial Revolution did.
It's going to take white collar jobs. I'm going to argue this right now.
Exactly.
It's going to take white collar jobs and blue collar
People
jobs.
that need the jobs, they'll be taken.
Correct. And blue collar jobs are going to be, I think they're going to be strong. I think plumbers, builders, they're going to stay strong. And these white collar kids that graduated from fucking Emerson with a degree in theater and what the fuck ever,
God.
they're going to
They'll be
starve.
swallowed up.
But they're going to
Fuck yeah.
starve. They're going to starve. This kid with a fucking, what is it? Emerson's what, 60 or 80,000? I only know this because my daughter went there for a year. 60 or 80,000 a year. So for a degree in, like I said, art history, theater, what the fuck ever. So 6, 12, 18, 20. So $250,000 later, you got a kid who doesn't know how to do anything.
Got a
Nothing.
master's degree in fucking homosexuality.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nothing. They can do nothing. And they're going to be doing what? Because these aren't hard workers. They're not blue collar kids. They didn't grow up like that. They're going to be sitting in their parents' basement with a gender identity crisis
Fuck yeah.
going on.
Hey.
Oh, I'm
Fuck
sorry.
yeah, for
Sorry.
should I cut this off?
No, I'm sorry.
But they are. All these kids are fucking pussies. They were raised with privileges and whatnot, and then you have to grow up. You have to grow up with suffering to
You do. You do.
But then
know.
there's these random kids who somehow start uploading on YouTube, uploading young, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah, they do.
then that
they
makes a
make
shitty human being. You rarely
Yeah,
see
it
people
really
fucking
does.
good
No,
people.
but I'm going to argue this. You're not wrong, but those are the Brad Pitts of YouTube. How many Brad Pitts are there?
One.
Exactly. How many of these big stars come along? Sure, some people will do it, but there's 8 billion people on the planet.
Is it
Yo,
8 billion now?
8 billion.
That was 6.
And 8, that was
Wake
like,
up, man.
bro, that was like
2025.
Kennedy's, era.
Kennedy?
No, I think in Kennedy's era, there were 3. That's how many people, just wrap your head around that. In Kennedy's era, there were 3 billion, half the world population since that.
What are they bitching about?
It's like gone. Well, half. It's more than half, of course.
Yeah.
They're saying our breeding, our population is going down. Is that?
Well, I mean, we're not producing sperm because of microplastics,
Chemtrails,
and
whatnot.
chemtrails, agricultural pesticide. I mean, you name it. And the women are also infertile, so everybody's sort of counting on in vitro. In vitro is expensive, so they're.
I think in Canada they help with in vitro and stuff.
They do
Not in
because
America.
they're trying to promote
Of course they do.
childbirth.
Because everybody's trying. So, but at the end of the day, yeah, we're going to experience a population decline in certain countries. It's not all countries. Some are still
United
growing.
States is happening, right?
I think, but I can be wrong.
Elon Musk always chirps about that. The only reason I'm parroting it.
Well, guys, the argument of depopulation or the argument of there are too many people is not a bad argument. The only people that don't think there are too many people on the planet are people that are just so desperate to fucking stay alive. They're just like,
They don't know enough.
Yeah, and they're just like, I'm so pro-human. I'm pro-human.
Completely depend on the system.
And I'm like this. What have humans done? What are we and I'm just going to take a position, maybe unfriendly. What have we done? What have we done that's so special? What, made a painting? Created a sculpture?
Made a lot of propaganda.
Make a fucking, get to go in outer space? All we've done is take a beautiful paradise of a planet and turn it into a fucking shit show. That's what we've done. Truly, we were another animal living amongst animals in a beautiful, harmonious way. And then we decided, we're going to fucking take more than we deserve. We're going to take more than is necessary. We're going to take and take. And then we're going to kill these other animals when they're inconveniently in our way. And we're going to just overtake. What have humans done that's that important? Nothing. So I'm not anti-human.
I mean,
what have we done for each other that's important is not the question, by the way.
Yeah.
If you were going to ask that. It's not about what we've done for each other. We show up for each other in beautiful ways. But we have not shown up for the world we live in
Like the actual Earth.
at all. None of us.
Like
Because
because
there's so much propaganda with that too. People don't know what's what.
but the average age of a native person was 25 years old.
Okay.
Back in the day.
But maybe that's the way it's supposed to be. See, I'm going to play along, but nature has its way of culling the herd to make sure things are in balance. And so that mentality of like, but humans should live longer. Why? So should deer then. So should the blue whales. So should dolphins. Like this is a crazy mentality that we're entitled to live longer.
Didn't what they talk about in the Bible that people used to live a lot longer?
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
I do. I think people did live to 150. People are documented
Like
right now.
700 years, right?
Well, at least right now, talking about our modern era, we have got people alive at 120, 125 years old, right in front of us. Yeah. Not back then, but if you can see a person live to 125, shouldn't we all be living to 125? Why should we all not be living to 125? We're not. We die at 70 to 80, but most kind of in the 80s, but it depends on what culture you come from, but 70 to 80. That's almost half our potential lifespan. 7 times, you're talking about, it's
what we could see.
It's right at the edge of, we could live almost a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? If you're 80, you could live to 90, then 100, you get 40 more years, 40 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But good years. I'm not talking about shitty like you're
in bed,
on pharmaceuticals and you're shitting yourself. I'm talking about, why couldn't you live another 20 years, at least to 100, and feel great? And that's what I think technology is really working for right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I've been also talking to Diesel a little bit. I'm like, brother, and he goes back on it, but a little bit of crypto.
Oh,
getting my brother Diesel a little bit of crypto.
So I was watching one thing. They said that the person that is originally responsible for starting Bitcoin, everybody's going to find out, knowing it's going to make Bitcoin go to zero pretty much.
If Bitcoin go to zero, it's not possible, because
What
if
if
it's at $5, I'll buy a lot.
Well, I'm going to tell you why it can't go to zero. And this is just simple formulaic math here, but it's because there are only so many Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Which means that everyone owns a Bitcoin, and unless everyone literally gave it away for free, which would make it zero, if everyone who owned a Bitcoin sold it for $1, it'd still be worth $1.
What do you think the lowest it could go down? Say
if it means nothing to anyone, it can go into the 0.0. It can go into that world. But what I'm arguing is, I don't think it would, because what it's got is the kind of things that in human structure and culture and social, what we value, it's already got that value reputation. It's already been established as something that people want this.
If it came out that Bitcoin was started by just the fucking most vile person that we know, if you don't think that'd matter?
I don't think it'd phase it at all.
Really?
I think people would just...
Or how it was contrived.
I mean, hey, the BMW, Bavarian Motor Works was completely the engine behind Hitler, World War II. You ever been in a BMW? I have.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things that they lie.
I'm making a point.
Yeah.
It's sometimes, it doesn't matter. It's all about branding. It's just about branding. So Bitcoin's got great branding because, again, it's just perceived value. It is not a physical thing like gold.
Yeah.
Gold, again, stays gold because gold can be touched and held and used for something.
With gold, what do you think what do you think it will go to the next 5 years?
I think gold will never fail. I don't know what it'll go to, but I don't think it will ever go away, because, and it's not like gold is that precious. Like, there's hardly any gold on the planet. There's plenty of gold. But gold is one of those things that no matter, sort of historically, no matter what has happened, gold has been traded and used as a currency.
Yep.
Well, I could, who knows why, but it's done, at least in the developed sort of industrial age of mankind, because we cared about gold even going back before, when explorers were landing and we're like, gold, and they're
Who
like,
took
and
gold off the dollar? Was it
when
Nixon?
the indiction, who what?
Nixon, did Nixon take gold from a dollar?
Oh, when we switched from the fiat system, it was when the fiat, when we, when we just started making up money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm arguing is, to your point, me and Tim got on this conversation with crypto, but crypto is a really tricky. I've lost money. I'm going to say this right now. I've lost money. Like I was up so much when that market crashed, and it just wiped out entire. Like when you're talking about what you created.
When was this?
Right before the last crash.
Well, Joe, just this right here. Like Bitcoin has crashed from $200 to $50. It went up to $1,200, crashed all the way down to $200, went all the way up to $20,000, then crashed to $3,000. Went all the way up to $60,000, crashed to $15,000, and then boosted to $126,000 and crashed to $82,000, which is now.
It's not a crash. This is what I'm going to argue. Did you notice the number, the gap in all those numbers?
What about it?
It's significant. Like,
Huge.
in other words, it went from 20, did you say to 3?
To 3.
See, that's a significant gap. It's a tremendous gap. That's why I'm arguing that 80 is not the bottom on this one right now.
Is that what it tells you?
Because it was 126?
Yep.
So 80 is still too high to match the gap in all those drops.
Yes.
I'm going to argue Bitcoin's going to 50. Possibly, because the gap isn't matching.
Tim wouldn't be able to. He would.
But tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm
I
wrong.
would. You know what? I'd look myself in the mirror and I say, "Now's the time to buy."
Tim will never be detoured from this.
Exactly. But he's fine. He's fine. But am I wrong? Does that gap match?
No, for sure.
So should I wait until
Yes.
it goes?
Yes, you should wait. But I'll tell you this. I do agree 100% with Tim on this. If Bitcoin dropped to 50, I would personally, I'd buy at least 2. I mean, just right out of the gate. Because if you could, and be like, boom, this because it's going back up.
Think it will go down to 50? Is that what you honestly believe?
I do think it will go lower, and I do believe that it will then again find its new peak of something, because it's all based on economic certainty and economic confidence. When we feel good, when we're like, let's spend some money, let's do this, when all that's going on, everything's pumping. And I'm just saying that, right now people are pretty tight and nervous. I mean, goddamn, food's so expensive. Everything's rent, everything's crazy. So right now, it's not the, it's people, I feel like people feel stressed about just pumping out.
For sure.
That kind of. Do you agree? Do you feel?
If you're going to invest in Bitcoin, you have to have a lot of disposable income.
You better be ready to lose it. I'm going to just tell anybody out there: do not put money into Bitcoin. Don't put money in anything
That you really
that you
need to
literally
use,
cannot
that you need to
lose.
use.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now: if you can't take that $2,000 and fucking throw it into the wind, don't put it into
You're gambling.
crypto.
I
You're
mean, we're
gambling.
We're
It is gambling, and so is the stock market. But at least Netflix exists.
Yes.
And I'm not saying other crypto doesn't have utility. It does. There are crypto companies that have real utility, meaning they're used for something, some type of transaction or got it. That adds a value to it in some way, shape, or form. But it's never going to add a value the way that a physical company that makes these cups, and I can touch it, I can see the employees. Just human confidence is still a psychological thing. It's still an emotional thing. And I'm still going to argue that real estate is a better investment than crypto. Now, you're not going to get the kind of return that a crypto gamble can produce.
Also, less headache.
Less headache.
And you can predict the market better than that Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah, and so buying land, I mean, I've only seen land appreciate in my whole lifetime, and everybody before me, and history shows it, that if you own land, you got something. I would argue
that's the difference between the haves and have-nots.
I would argue that. I'd argue get yourself, put your money into some real estate. Yeah. And again, if you've got some extra crypto play money, just be ready. go, cool, I'm not attached to this. Let's see what happens. And I would also say to someone, if I was going to do it and I didn't want to take risk, Bitcoin.
Yes.
All day long.
Yeah.
Bitcoin. Everything else is somewhat of a gamble, but I do believe that Bitcoin's so solid that if you won't lose your money. Now, again, I make that up.
Yep.
I can be wrong as fuck. But that's how I feel about that one. And I've gambled on them all. I've played this game for years. Bro, I remember I told you I bought 2 Bitcoin at 16,000 a piece. And then I sold them when it got to like, I don't know, 30, 40. I was like, oh, great.
When was that?
This was just 3 or 4 years ago, or whenever it went down to 6, or maybe, but you know, the problem with me was I bought 2 and it's blah, blah, and it went up. And I was like, oh, wow, it's 30. I might as well make that. I'll just shave off that. I'll get that, at that point, I guess it was like $70,000 back. I'll take it out because it's going to do this again. And it's going to do this again. And there it is. If I would have just held on to it, I would have been at 126 a piece.
That's the thing. It's like, that's what people are so scared about with that kind of Bitcoin. It's like, maybe if you really want to make some decent money on it, plan on putting that money away and not seeing it for 5 to 10
That's
years.
it. You're
5
right.
to 10 years.
You're right. And
Just
you're
put
good
it
with
away.
this. You've got a lot of investments. You're a good entrepreneur. He's got a lot of fire. I've talked to you. You got a lot of irons in the fire. I think that these kids who are watching, are you going to do good to listen to your advice? Because, I'm speaking again I just arrived here, but what I've watched and witnessed so far is a very good entrepreneur, a smart guy who's thoughtful, put his money in different places, working different businesses, a real hard worker. That's how you get it done, guys. It's not going to come, it's not magic. You're not going to fucking sit and wish for it. You got to be like these boys. You got to be,
Tim educates himself. He's always reading books and asking people that are smarter than him.
Yeah, but look how, even you.
You know what? I think that kind of came from just like being a Jehovah's Witness and holding like, this is the truth.
What do you mean?
This is the truth.
Right.
Being raised a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
Just being said, this
Locked
is
in.
the truth. And
that helped you with what?
No, but then that helped me when Robert Fallis told me, he's like, just do research for yourself. No matter what you learn, do research for yourself. Look into it for yourself. And I'm like, God damn, what else is a lie? And not that it's a lie.
But you're right.
Like,
No, it is. What else is what else is, what other deceptions? They're everywhere, but nothing is, coming back to this, nothing's going to beat hard work. Like you put in to become the man you are and to achieve your fucking achievements, and you guys out there just again learning the process of winning and losing and failing and trying and grinding just makes a great human out of you. And these guys out here, everybody, what they want to do is they want to suddenly have material possessions and wealth and all this business. But again, they want to skip that other process, which by the way, some people do, and they get lucky. But it's not luck, is it?
No.
Because what luck is it for you to suddenly have wealth that you didn't really earn through the process of hard work?
It's not good.
So now you don't know how to keep it. Because it's like this. You didn't learn how to fish. A goddamn giant tuna jumped in your boat.
Exactly. Look at everyone who wins the lottery. How many of them are broke? I mean,
Yeah, you're gonna starve. You're gonna starve.
Isn't it, the statistics that people that win the lottery? How long? Like 5 years after that, they're usually 80% of them are broke.
Yeah,
have nothing left.
There was a TV show that came out and that followed when they win that big money.
The
And
mediocre rise.
Yeah,
It's it's exactly what he said. If you didn't work to make money, you don't know how to keep it.
You don't know, and it's not your fault, guys. It's not your fault. It's not a blame game. You're not dumb. There's nothing wrong with you. You got to learn how to earn things, and you got to learn how to let go of things, and you got to learn how to receive things and be grateful. There's so much learning, that
And you learn through failure.
Fuck yeah! I'm so. God, the times I failed, or the times it actually in the book. I don't know if you're familiar with it. It's a book that I recommend all my students. The required reading list. I'll remember it in a second. But what they learn from this book is about what failure creates in the mind neurologically. And what it creates in the students they studied was a state of deep concentration. If you don't, it's called the Talent Code, is the book. If you don't stop when you make a mistake and you just keep going, why would you build any new neurological pathway there? You won't. But what happens is a kid that cares about being great stops and goes, what the fuck? So like they're playing the guitar and it's like, bum, 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 bing. They hit the wrong note. They go back and work. And that failure process is called what this author titled as deep state concentration. And that burns the new neuropathway where the students like trying really hard. And again, not to the point of tension, but effort to like go, what's the problem? Why is this like happening? What can I do to fix it? Now let me try. That's the new pathway.
That's what I think, like with everything, I mean, failing is all, but then you get into jiu-jitsu and it's a whole different world of failing and getting tired, then getting tapped out by a girl, and then just like it's a whole different world.
Girl?
Yeah, you can get tapped out by girls.
Have you seen anybody just start bucking when that's happened?
Oh, you can. I've seen it in people's face. Like, I cannot believe that girl just did that.
Did you ever wrestle a girl in high school?
No, I was 189.
I wrestled a girl and I was a heavyweight, right? Yeah, I didn't, because you see guys wrestle girls and you see
And
them
he
kind
took
of.
that bitch out.
I did. I put that bitch on her back, quick. Well, I mean, I had a couple.
She was over 200.
Oh my
Yeah, she was probably 240. Just a Sasquatch.
And I didn't like the way she was collar tying me, so I fucking double legged her.
No, I threw her. I mean, I fucking just.
Well, you got to. It's tough, but you got to.
You got to be careful. Those fat guys. I wasn't ever on her back, like trying to turn her. I threw her right to her back, but that same duel, not duel, but it might have been a tournament. I don't know what it was, but I wrestled a fat guy the match before, and I ran a half, and his titty fell out of his singlet into my mouth. A sand over that big. Oh,
guys, I don't know if you're just listening to this on a podcast, but to watch Tim's straight face. Riggs tells the story.
It's always
dude, the way you just don't have a smirk. I can't. How do you keep a straight face? How do you keep a straight face? He's over here. Yeah, I put her on her back.
He's used to these ridiculous things coming at him.
It's the most ridiculous. This, like in my mind, what I'm seeing of you is hip fucking throwing a chick on her back. She's huge. She's strong. Yeah. She's like, fuck you.
She wasn't strong. Actually, it was a snap down to a fucking eye whip.
Boom.
Yeah, threw that bitch right. It was fucking. Because I've seen guys fucking fuck around, not want to take it hard on girls.
Yeah.
Fucking, I was going
it's
right to those
It's time to prove
kids.
a point.
Yeah.
It's time to prove
equal
a point.
rights, equal fights. Yeah, for sure. They want equal rights. I'll fucking pummel her tits.
But go ahead. Sorry.
My God. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Boys and girls, that was a beautiful show. Hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Again, a lot to be thankful for. Enjoy it. Thank you, Diesel. Thank you, Cameron Shayne. Make sure to follow him on Instagram and check out all his stuff. Some fucking quality stuff that is going to improve your life for sure.
Thank you, my guy.
What, Diesel?
What's my Instagram?
At Joe Diesel. There's about 4 or 5 or 6.
The one that has the check mark. The one that he started.
Joe Diesel Riggs. And he's been doing a great job on it. He's actually putting some quality content.
I'm not doing it. Mia's doing it.
But Snapchat, you're doing a great job.
She's doing that too.
But the whole behind the scenes this weekend, you talking,
really?
It was so good.
Good.
Everyone fucking loved it.
Good.
So I hope we keep at it. But thanks for watching, boys, girls. Hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out. Comment your thoughts below, and we'll see you next week. Love y'all. Bye-bye.